said it. I was on the phone when you said it. It's above me now, above me now, above me now, above me now. It's above me now, above me now, above me now, above me now. I was on the phone when you said it. I was on the phone when you said it. I was on the phone when you said it. I was on the phone when you said it. It's above me now, above me now, above me now, above me now. It's above me now, above me now, above me now, above me now.
Hi guys, and welcome back to episode 5 of It's Above Me Now with myself, Janique, and my co-host.
I'm JXL.
No need to shout it, we all know.
Nah, it's like I have to speak louder, but I said the J-pop really quietly, so to emphasize.
Too much enthusiasm, yeah? Turn it down.
Yeah. Alright, whatever.
I'm joking. Anyway, first of all, we're going to start off apologising because we have been gone for a long time. Blame it on my co-host, it wasn't my fault.
Listen, I'm a busy man. I'm an absolutely busy man. I have things to do.
Yeah, sure, if you say so.
Bitches to see. Like,
oh my gosh.
It's been a wild few
This
weeks.
absolute lie of a life that you're living.
Listen, it's been too much. She apologizes. So take her apology. I'm not apologizing.
Anyway,
yeah.
To start it off, how has your week been? Or weeks? Seeing as you've been gone.
Well, besides
bitches all tended to?
Bitches have been attended to.
Mm-hmm.
The bitches attended. Besides that, no, it's been calm, man. It's been calm. Like nothing too spectacular. I've really actually just been sick for like a good 2 weeks. Like I've had the same.
Who hasn't been sick? I had that as well.
I've had the same headache for now almost 2 weeks now, and the shit refuses to go away. So if I die, I die, I guess.
It's that whole change in weather business. Everyone's getting sick.
I thought when I thought it was just my new workplace. I thought they all have germs or something.
But apart from that, how's everything going?
It's alright. It's okay, I guess. It's not really lit to talk about.
Same.
How about you?
My week has been just a regular week. I think every week I get sicker and sicker of my job, if that's even a word. It's just waking up every day in the winter. Did you just does something to me? I have been late every single day.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wake up at 9. I'm meant to be in at 9. It's just something about the cold weather outside and the warm inside my bed that it just won't let me get up.
You should have to get up at 5:30 in the morning.
You don't have to get up at 5:30.
So I don't have to, but if I want to do everything, if I want to go gym that day, I have to, because I can't go gym after work because I'm way too shattered after work to ever even think about going gym.
I would be way too shattered before work to ever think about going gym.
For me, as soon as I'm up, the problem is getting up out of bed. But as soon as I'm out of bed, I'm fine. I just can't get out of bed.
Even I'll get up, have a shower, do everything, and I'm still drowsy.
No, man. As soon as that water hits my body, I'm good.
I wish.
Well, like as soon as I start brushing my teeth, like as soon as like my body acclimatizes to like walking and shit like that, I'm fine. It's just getting up out of bed. It's a myth. All I do is like turn up late these days, because trains are meant to be quicker, yeah. But the way my lines work, yeah, I swear to you, every day there is an issue. And I'm just stuck.
When I used to work in Camden, and every single morning the train would get stuck in the tunnel. It's like I'm not trying to be late, but obviously the universe don't want me to get here on time, so I'm not about to force it.
Like this week, they had to talk to me. They're like, "Oh, you've been late." Imagine I've been late. I was late 2 days in a row. They're like, "Oh, we don't want to have to take this out of your personal hours." So I'm like, "Dog." Like, I think someone was on the train. I think someone was on the tracks last time. And like, what do you not want me to do?
No, sometimes equally getting the train. Even if you leave early, sometimes it can just end up that you can't control it. When you get to the station is so packed. You're like 6 trains need to go before you're even at the front of the queue.
Before your toe can even touch it.
Yeah.
Like one time, I literally had to let 5 trains go back, and I was nowhere near
I
getting
have been
train.
there at my station, at my house. It's nuts sometimes in the morning. It's like packed. You can't even go down the escalator packed. Sometimes they do that thing where they let in only like a certain amount of people.
Yeah.
And stuff like that is beyond my control.
Or like it comes, or like you see the train coming, it's packed, and you're thinking people are gonna jump out. No one jumps out.
Yeah.
Like, nah, man, get off the train, man.
You ever been in one of them situations where you just you hear it beep 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 and you think, yeah, I got enough time, and it like closes on you,
Yeah.
but like actually on you, you're half in, half out.
Nah. I'm one of them people. Yeah. Like the only times I care about like how people see me is like in situations that involve public transport. But for me, if it's not a guarantee I can get in there,
Yeah.
I'm not there.
No, I don't
It's
think
like
that's ever actually happened to me. If it's beeping, I'll rather not risk it.
Yeah. Or like you see them ones where like I'll see people there like I remember one time I was there and the guy like his like shoulders were in and his head was in, but the rest of his body wasn't in, and he was just like doom 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 trying to force it all in.
People that fight the train doors are always, you look at them like, bruh.
I'm like, this is embarrassing, cuz.
Yeah, like now everyone on the train knows that you just had a fight with the door just to get on this train. There's another one in a couple of minutes anyway.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
But I will give them that. The difference in minutes ends up a big difference by the time you get to work.
This is what I'm saying. Like,
Even
for
if
me,
it's just one train behind.
For me, it dawned on me like, so depending on what, let's say I get a bus or a train, yeah.
Yeah.
If I leave my house, let's say I leave my house at 7:25 to get the bus or something, yeah, or I leave my house 8:10 to get the train. If I leave both of them times, let's say 7:25 or 8:15, I'm gonna be late by 5-10 minutes. I'm like that extra. Or if I leave on time, I'm at work 10 to 15 minutes before I'm meant to be. Like there's no healthy balance for me. If I'm 5 minutes late leaving my house, I'm 10 minutes late to work.
I've just accepted from now. You ain't never gonna see me on time. It just doesn't agree with me. I just can't be on time for anything.
Hold on. Wait, isn't your workplace like around the block or something?
I'm not gonna lie to you.
From where you are, like what are you talking?
The drive with no traffic from my house to my work is 4 minutes.
Bruv, like
no, but I feel like, yeah, listen to my theory. I feel like people that live closer to work are always later because you chance it too much. Yeah. You chance it and you chance it and you chance it and you get away with it a little, and then it comes to the point where it's 9 o'clock. You're like, fuck it.
Yeah, like, I get that. When I used to work in Westfield, there was like a good month I didn't turn up on time once.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been on time, and I've worked there for like what 6-7 months now.
And people ask you like, do you live far? You're like, no, I'm just like taking the risk. Like I think I can make it when I realistically cannot.
Yeah, I think I'm at to the point where I'm like, what do you want me to be on time for? I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna do the same work. Allow me my 20 minutes.
Yeah,
it's not gonna make a difference.
Like on Friday, I turned up 15 minutes late for work, and I finished my work at like 4:30, and I left an hour and a half early. It was like,
yeah, see, wait, what? You can do that? I feel like everyone else has these cushy little jobs where they can do all this stuff, and I always get stuck with them dead. Like, what? You get to finish an hour and a half early?
Well, I don't get to finish an hour and a half early. On Fridays we finish an hour early, as long as all your work is done. I left half an hour earlier, purely because I said to them, listen, my time is done, I gotta be something. And then they were like, yeah.
Only. Do you know how quick I can finish my work every day if it means I got to go home afterwards?
I think everyone will finish work quickly.
I think I'm gonna propose that to my boss.
It's not like my old place where I used to. Remember when I used to finish at like 2?
Yes. Oh my god. You always find jobs like that.
I used to finish at like 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. or something dumb like that, and I'll be home. Yeah.
I know. I used to be like, oh, what are you doing? Yeah, no, I'm just at home. That's not. That's goals. I would love to.
Yeah, but that's London, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the working life. It's the things you got to deal with when you have a 9 to 5.
That's why everyone should just truck, man. Just bang. You know, someone said today they've never seen a fraud boy sad.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's the realest
saw
shit.
that.
I've never seen them feel sad at all.
Mate, listen, I'm telling you,
Huh?
if I could do something to make money, I probably would. Because it's just going there, and as well, you have to go there every single day. Obviously Saturday and Sunday, but every single day you got to get up, sit there for hours and hours and hours, and listen to everyone complain, and then come home and you get a little bit of time, and then you're back. It's like it's just nuts to me.
It's non-stop. And
Honestly.
like for like a really like what's like retirement age is what, like 65?
Yeah, we are a long way off
I
retirement.
know I'm old, but like you telling me I gotta do this for like another what, 35, 37 years? Like come on, man.
Mate, that's why you got to start working for yourself.
Gotta start selling. No.
Innit?
Well, for yourself.
I'm with you.
Yeah, no, I gotta start selling something.
No.
Gotta start selling something, man. 'Cause I can't do this for 35 more years.
So, people always seem to like you. Maybe you should be a stripper.
I am handsome with a great body.
Start selling something that you can't buy in shops.
You know what? Yeah, the thing is, yeah, male strippers, yeah, it don't slap like that, man. Like it don't.
They don't. Male strippers are cringe. I tried to watch Magic Mike the other day. Oh my god, I didn't even last the whole thing.
You know the second. I think the second one's kind of good. You know, the first one.
You've seen them both.
Yeah, I've seen them both.
You've seen them both.
I've seen them both. Yeah, I think the second one's quite good, but the first
Oh
one.
my gosh, I
But the
didn't
second one's
even
great.
make it through the whole first one. It was just it was crazy.
Yeah, but it don't.
Cringe city.
Being a male stripper is just all that. I can't do them sexy like oil dancing and shit like that. Like,
Yeah.
like I'd actually bust up laughing.
I would be interested to see it. I will give you that. I would be very interested to see it.
Nah, man. And their peas don't rack like women money.
Nah.
It's not the same. It's not the same. Like the money is not the same, man. Like if I'm gonna disgrace myself like this, like there's gotta have to be like stupid peas, man.
Like a substantial amount of money.
I want to be taking like a K a week or something at least.
Maybe. See anything good lately? Watched any new films?
Ooh, look at you transitioning.
Well, that conversation was done.
Well, yeah, we went to go watch Joker, innit? Like, not.
I know.
You trying to pretend, like.
Trying to pretend that I wasn't there. No, I'm there. So,
yeah, we went to go watch
on
Joker.
the new Joker movie.
No, you give me your opinion. What do you think?
Why me first?
Because they're not your kind of thing, innit? Like, you don't watch stuff like that. So.
Usually, I must say, I have never watched any other type of what do you call them?
Comic book films, let's just say.
Yeah. Never.
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man, Batman. I have not watched any of those films. They couldn't be further from the things that I like. But when you said Joker, at first I was like, for fuck's sake, I couldn't think of anything else. But I actually enjoyed it. I actually really enjoyed it. I felt like a lot happened in the movie, but at the same time, a lot didn't really happen in the movie.
Yeah.
So I did really enjoy it. I felt like maybe certain parts could be, maybe like some more could happen. I don't know what exactly more I want to happen, but I felt like some more could have happened.
Yeah.
But I did enjoy it. I thought it was a really good film, and although it was something I would not have picked in a billion years, like I don't regret it at all.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll share the same sentiments. I mean, I do watch comic book films. I'm not necessarily always the biggest comic book film fan, even though I read comic books. But but yeah, no, I think for me when the credits roll and stuff like that, I enjoyed it, but I wasn't like blown away by it.
Yeah, same.
For me personally, everything I expected to kind of like happen or what I expected from the film was what they gave me. So like for example, like the person that played the Joker, Joaquin Phoenix, like he was great in a role, but I expected that because he's always great in every film that I've ever seen him in. Like I've never seen him give one bad performance in anything. So him being great in it, like when they announced him to be the Joker, I knew exactly. I was like, yeah, he's gonna slap this. So when I watched him slap that role. Like I wasn't like shocked or surprised. Like, man, that's my guy. Like I know he does that. And even like the story and like the plot points and stuff like that. I think pretty much everything sort of just went according to how I liked it. But there was certain things that I thought kind of like really good like reveals. Like for example, like I think I don't even know if it spoiled this. I think it's a spoiler.
Spoiler alert!
Nah, let me not spoil it.
I know exactly what part you're talking about though.
Do you?
With the girl.
Nah, but that was a good one. That was a good
one.
I didn't see that coming either.
At all. And you know me, I'm the kind of person like when I watch something, I know what's going to happen. Even if no one else expects it, I always know what's going to happen. By like 20 minutes in, and I didn't see it coming at all.
Bro, you're always ruining films like that, man.
You know, I'm just too smart.
Right, ruining films, man. Always trying to guess.
I always guess the hidden plot.
Yeah.
The secret thing. Like, it's just, I don't know why. I have this sixth sense when it comes to movies.
Yeah, let's come out.
I didn't, alright. Listen, let me have a moment, yeah?
Yeah.
Go on, I didn't guess it. Didn't see it coming.
Yeah,
it was a complete surprise.
Yeah, so I didn't see that coming, that part of it either. But there was also another thing involving the Wayans family where they had like a reveal, and I was like, I don't know about that.
Oh yeah.
I'm not here. If you're trying to tell me this and this, I'm like, I'm not trying to have that.
Yeah.
And then you find out, no, that's not the case at all. Like, that's not the case. And I was like, oh, okay, I like where they went with that. So I think for me, like originally when I watched it, I wasn't like all that, but like when I started thinking about it, like days and days later, I was like, no, I really fucked with that. Like I really fucked with that.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed that.
It was definitely a good movie. Definitely converted me a little.
Yeah, and I think for me, like I'm seeing like sort of like news articles saying like what this film does. It promotes people using violence as a way to deal with the issues that they're going through, and I'm like, dog, like that. That like film is not meant to teach people right from wrong. Like that's not a film's moral objective to do. Is to teach people right from wrong in the world. Like what are you talking about?
Equally, have you seen the news reports that it's so scary? People are having to walk out. Scary was not a word I would use to describe that film in the slightest.
Like I don't know what film these brothers are watching.
Must have been something else.
Like I don't know what they like. There's not one thing. There's not one scary moment.
It's not even. Is it meant to be a horror movie?
No, it's not. It's not meant to be a horror movie at all.
Exactly.
And another thing, there's barely any violence. like there's.
Yeah, there is. Of course, there is some, but it's not like there's movies that are way more violent.
Yeah.
In the first, like there's so much more things happening. Of course, there's violent parts in the film, but I wouldn't call that movie
violent film.
Like, yeah.
Like, I think like there might be maybe 4 violent scenes in the film, right? In total, and the film is like 2 hours long.
Oh my god, a very long film.
Yeah, so like it's not that much of a violent film. Like there's one scene where something happens to a character and I wasn't ready for it.
At the end.
Yeah, well not
ready.
The end.
Just before the end.
Yeah, just before the end. Yeah.
Who would have been ready?
Yeah, so I wasn't ready for that, and and then the bit where he scares the midget.
Yeah.
Killed me. But yeah, like there's barely any violence, bro. This guy dances more than he kills people. Like
I must say, as he killed more and more people, his dancing got better and better.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was dancing like a pro by the end.
Start to believe in his source. Like as more bodies he was taking, he's realizing. Yeah. I'm kind of I'm wavy with this.
Yeah.
Exactly, and then he started moving. Nah, it's a good film, man. Everyone should definitely.
It is a good film. Speaking of films, I also watched another film this week, which I would just briefly like to hear your thoughts on, because I feel like this film consumed about half of my life.
Yeah.
It Part 2.
Oh, that film is ass, man. Oh my god, that shit is straight.
I feel like with Stephen King movies, at the beginning you're like, yeah, wow, this is like some things are happening, you're into it, and then 4 hours later you're like, raw, like I just can't wait to see what happens at the end of this movie, because we're going about this in a really long way. And then by the middle, I've either taken a nap or I've completely gone off track. And then it gets to just before the end, and I'm like, oh my god, if I watch any more of this, I'm actually gonna faint. I feel like I've been sitting in this spot all day. And then by the end, you're kind of hooked back in, but disappointed by the ending.
Are you talking about like all Stephen King films or just this film?
I'm talking about all Stephen King films, but this film also. Yeah,
so I'm gonna keep it being this film did not. This film was shit to me, like absolute shit.
I don't think it was shit, but I just feel like it wasn't good.
I went to the cinema. I fell asleep like 3 times. I kept waking up and the film was still on. Yeah, it was getting me mad. Like, you know, the thing is, I see why the clown is terrorizing white kids, because if his weakness is getting roasted, he wanted no part in like black kids at all. Because if
there is a black kid.
Nah, he's white black. He's around way too many white people to be like fully on his roast.
Equally, if that was the case, like what? Don't get twisted.
Your dumb.
Yeah. Like I get what they mean, and I understand the deeper meaning behind it. But honestly, really, this clown has been killing kids for centuries, and all you have to do is go, you're not big, you're small, you're shit, you're not a good clown, and he just shrinks and shrinks and shrinks, and you kill it. Like, honestly, seriously.
But you see, this is why I think the film is absolute shit, because here's the thing, right? You can't make me watch a 3-hour film and then that's the end.
No, long.
Because what you're doing now, you're pissing me off. Because, like, I've sat here for 3 hours and this is how you've chosen. Nah, I'm not having that at all.
Yeah.
And there's, like, only 2 scenes in the whole film that I like. Like, the beginning scene in the Chinese restaurant bit.
Yeah, that was good.
And the scene where the ginger woman goes to go see the old woman.
Yeah, actually, that was a really good scene. I like the fact that when she came out the house, it wasn't really the house at all.
Yeah. So those are the only scenes. Everything else, for me, was just a waste of my time. And it was a really long time to waste.
It was a very, very long time. Like, I didn't look at the length of the film before I started watching it. But I was watching it, and honestly, about an hour and 45 minutes in, I'm like, what is going on? Why is this not finishing? And I clicked the screen, I checked the time, and I was like, oh my god. I've still got another hour and something to go.
Yeah.
Like, does he not realise that just watching a film can't take up the whole day?
You can't blame Stephen King for that.
Oh my goodness.
He didn't make the film.
It was such a long film though.
Yeah. And I knew how long it was, but only because I liked the first It, so I thought I'd allow it in it.
Did you really like the first one?
Yeah, I enjoyed the first one.
I definitely enjoyed it more than the second one.
That's always there was the original film version was a TV film from like the 90s. I remember watching it as a kid. I remember liking the first part, not liking the second part as well. Then, like the second part is just shit because I don't really care about the adults and shit like that.
Yeah, I feel like as well with a lot of films, sometimes the sequel is just it's not necessary. It's the nail in the coffin, and it just kills the whole thing. Like sometimes something being just a one-off is great.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of hoping they don't make another Joker film with this one. Just having that one film and keep it.
Yeah, I think
in my humblest opinion, like I think 90% of sequels are shit.
Yeah.
Like 90% of sequels or shit. Like there's very few.
That's very true. Because some things can be overdone.
Yeah.
Like when you have something that's really funny, unless the second one is like very, very well written and hilarious, it's just leave it as a one-off. Let's go out on a high kind of thing.
Yeah, no, like it's all like just a case of like most of these films are just made to be. Besides it, because that was already a book that was written into.
Yeah.
But like most films, they're made to just be like one film, and then like become really successful. They make a lot of money, and then people make a part two, and you're like, there's absolutely no creativity. Like for example, I remember watching like The Hangover when I was like 18. That shit was the funniest shit in the world to me. I remember I watched it. I bought it like on DVD. I watched it like back to back that night. That's how funny it was. And then when I remember going to watch The Hangover 2 in cinema, I came out that everyone was bare happy with it. I was like, yo, that film was shit. Like, that was absolute trash. Like, I don't understand why any of you lot like that second film. So it's always the case, like, shit just makes bare money and then, like, they just want to make a second part to it. And the third part, it's just, like, it's unnecessary.
I don't even remember The Hangover Part 2 and 3.
But I didn't watch 3. 2, yeah. No, because 2 was just, like, 2 is exactly the same plot, right? Except for now the guy with the glasses is getting married and somebody goes missing. No, his girlfriend's, his fiance's brother goes missing. At one point he ends up fucking a tranny. It's all just like I'm like it's the exact same plot, but it's just not funny. Like why would I want to watch the same plot all over again?
I don't remember it.
Nah, that's awesome, man.
But yeah, that concludes the week's films.
Yeah. I
feel like I spent the whole week watching it.
Yeah.
And a little bit of the time watching The Joker. Literally. That's how it went.
Oh, man.
This week, we had, what was it? Mental Health Awareness Day.
What was that?
World Mental Health Day.
What happens on World Mental Health Day? What happens?
No, it's like it's just to raise awareness. Like, do you know? Like, I feel like mental health is such a big thing.
Yeah.
I feel like mental health is huge, and there's so many people of all different ages that suffer from mental health issues, and it's just a day, literally, to bring awareness to these issues, to let everyone know that it's okay to talk and just talk to each other, find out how each other's doing, find out how you're doing. Like I feel like it's a really good thing, and I feel like we should talk about it more, because I feel like so many of us deal with the same problems. Okay,
I see. I think pretty much everyone does.
Yes.
Suffer from some sort of mental health issue. Like I think.
In some way, a lot of people do. Yeah.
I don't think it's not always just a case of it's a big thing. It could be just a small thing. But I think everybody has, at some point in your life, is like some sort of struggle in that aspect. Yeah. So I never know like these day things. I never know like what is meant to like do. That's
because there's obviously when it comes to mental health, a lot of people don't talk about it because there is that thing that like it's not a good thing or it's not a common thing, like and on days like this it's just an opportunity for, you know, like celebrities that you think have it all together, but then on that day they come out and they're like, no, actually I suffer from blah blah blah, and it just raises awareness, and it just makes everyone know that a lot of people are dealing with the same issues that you're going through, and you don't have to go through it alone, and you're like it's not a bad thing.
I get what you mean. I get what you mean. So that's definitely good. Like especially, I think when you touch on celebrities, I think more and more nowadays, though, like people feel a lot more comfortable discussing. Why did I just say it like that? Discussing.
I know you probably shouted it.
It's because to make sure I speak so I don't have to edit my levels. So yeah, I think it's very important. I think nowadays people feel more comfortable discussing stuff like this. So that's definitely a good look, because it definitely helps, you know, people that are suffering from something to know that you're not the only person. Like I think, like I'm just trying to think of like when I was a kid or like a teen and stuff like that. Like being mental health awareness wasn't like a thing. Like it's
Yeah.
just like if you were like depressed or sad, people would just tell you everyone's sad. Like, but nah, man, it's like two different things. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't really anything that people spoke about in such great detail. But I think nowadays, because of social media and the connection that you have with, not even like a connection, but like just the access that you have to like random people around the world, you see more and you hear more and you learn more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely does help, like, because if it's sometimes when you go through certain things and you feel a certain way, it's just unexplainable.
Yeah.
It's not, sometimes it's something you just can't put into words. And hearing someone else say it or someone else explain it, sometimes it just, do you know what I mean? It's just like, wow, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like, but I just couldn't find the words to say it myself. Like, I couldn't articulate my feelings, but there it is. Like, I'm not the only person that deals with it. Maybe there's someone I can talk to, and I think it's very important. It's important for the younger ones that possibly don't know what it is they're going through, or people that just need that push to be able to talk about it. And as I said, I feel like it's more and more of us, especially in like the era of social media, and when people post their pictures and get so much criticism from strangers.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like strangers coming on under your picture and saying you're ugly, you're fat, you're this, and it affects you. It really does. I don't have social media and things like that to know fully how that feels, but
you've had it in the past. It's not like people have said it, but you understand. Like,
I had Instagram for like a week, and I posted like 4 pictures, and I was so paranoid I took them down. So I don't know what it feels like, but yeah, I had Instagram one time. But yeah, I feel like so many people suffer from things like this, including like me, my friends, like people I know. Like it's everywhere.
Yeah, and I think the thing,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry. I thought the connection dropped again. So I think, I think it's really important. I think that we just talked about, we were talking about Joker, and obviously that's what deals with mental health, in it. I think there's a line in that film that kind of really stuck with me. I think the line went something along the lines of, hold on, let me think about it. It went something along the lines of, the worst part about having mental illness is that people expect you to behave as if you don't. And I think that's like really key, and I think that's what, like, trying to raise awareness and stuff like that is, when you have mental issues or you have problems, is like you're trying to act as if you don't, and you're trying to go through life pretending as if like you're not suffering and you're not going through this. And I think it helps that there's people out there who suffer in the same way, and just learning ways to cope and then ways to deal with that issue without actually hiding from the fact that you have that.
Yeah. And I feel like sometimes your problems can come like, so like, I feel like when I personally really started to struggle with things like that, would have definitely been going through that whole secondary school phase. Because like, you kind of come from primary school when everything's all good. Do you know what I mean? You have all these kid problems, which ain't really problems, and you get to secondary school, and that's when things like bullies start to kick in, and like people and opinions, and it really starts to affect you. And I feel like the things that I went through in that period of time really affected me through my whole life, like in so many different ways, like just the way I am as a person and my confidence, and it all contributes to, do you know what I mean? Your mentality and the way you are. Like, there's certain things that I personally went through at school. It's still not like I think about them now to this day, but definitely changed me as a person, and definitely not messed with my head, but in a way, do you know what I mean? Like, I would never be the same. There's just certain things that I'm just completely different. Certain things that I struggle to deal with.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah, no, it's not a case of that you still think about it, but these things and these affects, they have an adverse sort of effect on your life moving forward. I think that's,
Forever.
yeah, like forever. Like I think for me, as so yeah, some of my issues probably were from when I was like a teen and stuff like that. Like I was never like bullied or anything like that, but like
Yeah.
I just went through different things where I was I think I was actually thinking about this like today. I was going to like Iceland and shit like that, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking about something, and I remember thinking like when I was genuinely a teen, like I think I honestly hated myself. Like I honestly think I hated like
I know for a fact that I did.
of myself, and I hated like everything about how I looked, how I sound. I genuinely had such contempt. Oh, this is how
Yeah.
I was watching. There was a girl that walked ahead of me, and she had like a Levers jumper, and it said Levers 09. And I remember thinking, oh, I left school in 08, and I remember going, oh, I didn't buy a Levers jumper, and I remember I didn't even like take school, like you know the end of year like school pictures shit like that.
Yeah.
Like I remember taking it, and I didn't even buy it to like bring it back as like a memory. Like I didn't even want to see myself in that picture. Like I didn't want to. Like I just wanted to leave as soon as possible and just get away from everything.
Yeah.
For me, that had a real how I saw myself as a teenager had a real effect on myself going into college, going into university, and like pretty much for most of my life till I say like I probably got my shit together around about like I don't know like 23, 24. But yeah, that was definitely as an adult my entire life. It's something I probably will get some counselling on at some point.
I know 100% what you're talking about. For me, it wasn't just that I didn't go for that last day. I think that I stopped going to school in about year 9, probably.
Yeah.
From year 9 until I left school, if I went at all, I would go at like 2:30. I would try to minimize the amount of people that saw me in a day. Like, I would have given anything to just be invisible.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Just so people didn't see me. I used to try my hardest. Do you know what I mean? So that, you know, like when everyone left school, you know, that last day of school, I actually went. I was there.
Yeah.
And everyone around me is sad, and everyone genuinely crying to leave their friends. And I'm thinking, I cannot wait.
Yeah.
Like every part of me just couldn't wait. Like it was it honestly one of the happiest days I've ever had being in that whole school.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
From I was just miserable. Like every single day was a struggle. Just to wake up and just get on with it. I was miserable for so many years, and it was such a big thing. Even if you ask my mum, everything, it was such a big thing for me to deal with. That period of time, it's affected me. I'm glad you got yourself together, but it still affects me now. Like, I still have battles with myself all the time. The way I look, the way I think in my head, the way I am around others. Like, it's constant, and it's so hurtful that things that you go through in that period of time when you're so young can affect you for so long.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like when you deal with things like school bullies, you think, all right, like back then maybe to you it was just a joke, or maybe, and it was just like it wasn't even a thing. But
or you just think, oh, we're just kids, but like
yeah, you're just kids. But you got to think that person comes home and it doesn't end.
Especially nowadays, you know, like nowadays. For me as a kid, like I said, I wasn't really bullied. Yeah, like I'll have people like cuss me and stuff like that, but I'll cuss back in it. But like you know when people like like for me, like I said, I wasn't bullied. I'll cuss people, cuss me, I'll cuss back. Yeah, and one of them was I can cuss him, you'll cuss me by right at time. But that cuss might just stayed with me a little bit like longer than it needed to. You know, like that's the thing. But like it'll be like you'll go home and you may be able to tune out of it, or you're away for a bit. But nowadays. The way it works now with social media, like how do you fully like tune out of that when you get
if I had to deal with some of the things that happen in this day and age, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so important for people to come out and raise awareness about the struggles they go through, to help them, to help people like those kids.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Because when people back then, if someone said to me, like, I know what you're going through now, but when you grow up, it's going to be different. These people are not going to exist. Then you don't believe it. But when you get older, you think, rah, like, I can't believe back then I even let those people or them situations or things that happened to me get to me. Because if I didn't, if I knew that one day I would grow up and them people wouldn't even exist, or those situations wouldn't even exist,
Yeah.
like, it would have been so much easier to not let it get to me.
Yeah, if someone,
But obviously,
yeah,
it's something you can't control at the time.
yeah, nah, if someone in school would have told me, like, don't worry, my G, like, dark skin's gonna be at some point, I'd be like, let me write this out. It's gonna be popular at some point. But nah, I know what you mean, man. I think, I think it's very key, man. Like, I think people generally think because you're at school and you're young, like, you know, these are just, like, kids can be mean and stuff like that. Like,
and kids can be fucking brutal, man. Jesus.
Kids are so mean, man. They're so mean.
So evil.
Kids is like some of the like evilest people. You know what? Yeah, I think kids are so evil because you're so young. You have no idea what you're doing is actually like a harmful effect on somebody. Like moving forward.
Not just for today or for tomorrow. It's for like years and years and years down. Do you know what I mean? So what affects that when you're a big woman, like when I'm a big woman now, like I'm still not confident, or I still like have issues with the way that I look, just because of things that happened back then. Do you know what I mean? Because of what kids said, and it's nuts. Like, it's crazy. I should be able to like ignore them things, but it still plays in your head every single time, and it's just something that you can't just fix.
I think one of them, like I always say, for me, like I said, like for me, I don't know like how these. I'm not really sure how these battles with myself really started. I just know that I just felt them when I was like a teenager. Like I felt every single aspect of the battle I had within myself. And like I mean, when I talk to people now and I tell people so, like when I'm telling someone about me, yeah, I'll be like I'm not shy, right? And anybody that's my friend who knows me knows I'm not shy, like. But if you don't know me and you're meeting me for the first time, you might think I'm very shy.
Same.
That's probably because, I don't like being around new people, because when I'm around new people, I feel like they have this whole new, like, these are like now new fresh eyes that are now looking at me.
Same, like under a microscope.
Yeah, they're now like judging me. So now I'm like manifesting what I see in myself onto those people as if that's how it is to be. So it makes us now I'm uncomfortable being around these people. I'm now quiet because I genuinely like. I started being very quiet because I'd rather just not be. I'd rather have no impression on someone than a bad impression.
Yeah.
So I'd rather like you have met me and completely forgotten that you met me than you've met me and thought, that guy was kind of a dick, or I don't like being around that person. Like these all started from when I was like a youth, and I genuinely don't know how it manifested itself, but it fucked me up for like
right, or how to change it and be different, or that, like, don't you struggle with how to change being that way?
Yeah, I don't know if I can change it.
Yeah,
like, I've yet to change like how I am. Like there's certain things I don't necessarily see myself in the same way that I used to, right? So that is a change in itself. Like I feel like I've made sort of inner changes in how I view myself.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's things that are still like very prevalent. Like when I'm around people I don't know, I can't do it. I can't do it. I hate put me in that situation. I hate it so much. Like if you're listening to this and you know me, don't bring me around people I don't know like that, man. Like, don't. Like,
it's like you want to, but you don't want to. It's like when you get there, it's like you just climb up. Like,
yeah, like I do want to. Like, so
trust me, I definitely want to.
Want to, but I know I'm just bad at it. Like, but I know
if I'm ever around you and I'm super quiet, in my head, I want to have a conversation with you, but my mouth, the words are not coming out.
Yeah,
Just
but
note that.
after a while, I get good at it. Like after,
Yeah.
if I've been in that space for like an hour or so, like after a while, I'll be
Or if
alright.
I've seen you a few times
Yeah,
but yeah. I feel the person I battle with and argue with and have the most problem is myself. That voice in my head is constant.
it's a pagan, isn't it?
Yeah, it for 100%. Like I constantly 24/7 all the time have this voice in my head telling me different stuff. Like, oh, you like I don't like if I don't like the way I look today, I'm constantly thinking about it. Like when other people see me, I'm constantly thinking, oh, like are they noticing what I notice about myself? Like, do they think I look funny? Because when I looked in the mirror, I thought I looked funny. Or like, do they think I talk too much? Or do they think I'm too quiet? Or do they think like I'm really annoying? Like I constantly, all the time, have that voice in my head, and there's
Yeah,
nothing I can do to stop it.
yeah. No,
And
I feel,
that is my biggest downfall. Me.
no, I feel you. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, no, I definitely feel you. I think, like, obviously we're talking on mental health, but
Yeah.
these are just like many things. Like, yeah, you get that stuff, like depression stuff like that. Like I've always said,
Yeah.
like it's something that I've always battled with. Um, Another thing I don't know when it started. I genuinely have no idea.
Mhm.
But it's just good to know that there's more people. You just when you find out that there's more people who are like you. Like when I speak about like suffering from depression, and then someone's like, "Oh no, I suffer from that too," and I'm talking about like the feelings and how I get, and then they're like, "Yeah, like I feel that way." Like I feel like so relieved to know that I'm not just mad in the head. Like
Yeah.
I'm just really sad, and I'm like manifesting it as something more than what it is. When someone else is like, yeah, no, I get that feeling. Like I feel exactly the same way. I do this, I do that,
Mhm.
I this and that. It could be a small thing, it could be a big issue. Like the smallest thing could bring me down. Like, and I'll be like, yeah, shit, that's me as well. So that in itself, just if I get that feeling from like one person, like just one person who understands that, like if you find out that there's more and there's like loads of people that go through that, it definitely does help.
That is why days like Mental Health Awareness Day and things like that are so important
Yeah,
for people that so people can just hear other people
yeah,
say it. Do you know what I mean? Just say it out loud, and you can, even if sometimes you don't realize, like if sometimes because to be honest, like my mood goes up and down all the time, and I feel like when I'm on a down, I feel
hmm,
like sometimes I don't realize that
yeah,
that is what I feel like. Sometimes I just feel odd, and like I just feel odd and I just feel weird and I don't feel like myself. But like sometimes I don't realize, oh yeah, like this is my mood. Like I'm just not. Sometimes I just feel funny, and it's like you just don't get it at first. You don't know what's going on. And I
yeah,
feel like when I'm like that, I don't necessarily just get like super sad. Like I get like erratic. Like I do like certain things, or like I focus on like certain things, and then after a couple of days, I'd be like, oh, I get it.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
No,
yeah,
yeah,
I feel like it's more important now than it ever has been in the world of social media, and where people get like online bullying and all of this stuff. I feel like it's very important to have days like this, and for people to talk about how they feel, to help others, if not just to help them. Do you know what I mean? Help everyone.
yeah. No, it definitely is definitely.
I
I'm
think
not gonna lie, I'm just glad I never lived through social media, bro. Social media, bro.
yes. I think
Um, I'm so
me.
happy I've never
I
been through
think if
that.
I had like I've never had a MySpace. I've never had an MSN. I've never had a Facebook. And I feel like if I did, I would be 10 times worse than what I am now.
I had all them things, and I'm glad it never entered my realm like that.
Yeah, I knew back then. I just knew that like going down the social media route wasn't going to be for me because I was barely hanging on as it was. So could you imagine me with a Facebook? Remember that time I tried to post that Instagram picture? You didn't like my caption. Messed me up.
Yeah,
And like it's not that's me, that's my mentality. That's just life that has impacted me in the way I think, which has just stunted me till now, till it's still going on.
Yeah, like I remember I was thinking about something a few days ago, and I was just thinking of, if I had this mentality now that I had, if I had the mentality I have now, I had that like 4-5 years ago, I'd be so much better off in life. I'd be so much better off in life. I literally feel like I've wasted like a good 6-7 years of my life, purely because of like me stopping myself.
Yeah, that's what I say. I am my own worst enemy.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, like I'm all right. Yeah, like I make it, but I definitely feel like you have to make changes as well. Like you need to break away from certain things and come out of your comfort zone from sometimes. Like there's certain friendships as well. Like as well. Now, tell me how you think. Like for me, I feel like there's certain friendships that run its course. Like there's certain friendships that are meant to last forever and ever.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like there's definitely certain friendships that have an expiration date.
Yeah.
There's definitely certain people that are in your life for a certain period, and when you are ready to grow and change and just make a small little adjustment in life, I feel like there's certain friends and certain people that are meant to be left before the adjustment periods, and they're not meant to carry on. What do you think? Do you agree?
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree to an extent.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not just saying cut for your friends.
Yeah. So
the
reason I agree to an extent because I feel like some people like sort of expect sort of something more from something than what it is. Like not all friendships need to have like the same level to them.
Yeah.
So 100%. For me, like not carrying on friends and stuff like that, that's not something that's sort of new to me. But I've never actually technically cut a friend off. I've just drifted apart from friends and we haven't spoken. Like I don't have any friends from when I was in school. My oldest friend, I met him at college, so that's my oldest friend. So like 16 is the oldest friend I have like since I was 16, and that's just one person. And I've had like a multitude of friends since then, but it's just through time for me personally, just through time, just the friendship just drifts apart, and it kind of is what it is. Yeah, for me it just is what it is. Like I never know for me personally if it's been a case of like they've like sort of outwelcomed their stay in my life, or that there's like a case of like I just don't need to be around them, or like it was fine at this time but like I've outgrown them. I think that's more of what it is. I don't know, I don't even know if I've outgrown them. Like
we just grew differently.
Yeah,
none of you have to outgrow each other, but you've just grown differently.
Yeah, like so I think, but I put a lot of that. For me personally, I put a lot of most of my failed friendships. I put a lot of the blame on myself as well. That's just me. Purely because I know how I am and I know how bad I am at like keeping in contact with people. Yeah, so I'm awful at keeping in contact with people, like truly dreadful at it. And it's something that with sort of the friends I've had recently, something I've made an effort to do more of. But I feel really bad at keeping in contact with people. Like if I'm not seeing them regularly, like it's really hard for me to keep in contact. So for me personally, it's a thing that I look at myself more than anything else.
I feel like for me it's slightly different. Right off the bat, first of all, I have never been one to have a load of friends. Like obviously, I didn't come out of secondary school with hardly any friends, and I've just never really been in the environment to make a lot of friends. I work office jobs with like small offices of people that are a lot older than me. So like obviously I've met a few people along the way, but I've never really had that big group of friends myself. I've never been in that in that situation. But I've definitely had a few friends come and go along the way. Some of them, as I said, I definitely think some people are in your life for certain periods. And don't get twisted, there's not been like a lot of friends that I've like had falling outs with, because I'm not really like, there's nothing really to argue about or have fights about. But like, I definitely feel like certain situations are just for certain times. And obviously, I love a lifelong friend. Do you know what I mean? That you can have forever and ever. But I feel like it doesn't always work out that way. And also with friendships as well, I feel like we don't always have to be the type of friends that talk every day, because it's not realistic. As we get older, we get lives, we have our own things, we have jobs, we have partners. Do you know what I mean?
So I can stop messaging you.
Never. You can never go anywhere. That's a completely different situation, yeah. Anyway, as I was trying to say, we're talking about others, not you, yeah? I feel like you made me lose my thought trail. But I feel like as well, as I was saying, if we don't talk every day, that's not a problem. I'm not looking to talk every day. You know, message me here and there, we'll talk, let's just do our thing. Do you know what I mean? Everything's different, but one thing I'm not gonna do is, if I don't feel the same energy, then I'm not gonna continue. I saw this thing the other day. What was that thing? And it's like, I saw it the other day, and it was like, if you text someone, or if you stop texting someone and they don't text you, like, see that dead plant you've been watering or something like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If you stop texting first. And I feel like if friendships are like that, then that's not a good direction to go in. Do you know what I mean? I can't be texting you every day and messaging you every day first.
Yeah.
And I'm not getting nothing from you. Obviously, yeah, you're going to reply when I message you back, but I like everything. I don't want to be the one to initiate it, because then I feel like I'm forcing myself on you. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I'm trying to work. Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, no, I guess in that, obviously, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to feel like I'm forcing myself on you. Like, I'm forcing you to talk to me every day.
Yeah. No,
that's just not me.
I understand that. Like, I guess nobody really wants that aspect of a friend. So yeah, I think in them cases, but in life I do think you can get sort of tired of people. Like,
yes, definitely.
You can get really tired of people. Like, you can get, like, you could have had a friendship for 10 years, but you can get tired of that friendship. Like,
people just drift differently.
Is like, like, just a friendship at the end of the day, it's just like a relation. It's a relationship you have with somebody, and it could have its ups and downs, its good parts and its bad parts. They can get to a point where you're just no longer interested in a single thing that person has to say.
Yeah, and you don't have to hate each other by all means. It's not that kind of deal. It's not that kind of situation. It's just, it's run its course.
Yeah. I think that for me it's always been a case of, it's just, like, I don't message, they don't message. Like, it's not, nobody hates one another. There wasn't like a big spat where, oh, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. Like, it's like, it's like you just keep it going.
For sure. But yeah, to summarize that, I feel like we both feel like it's very important to have these days, these awareness days, and just, do you know what I mean? Everyone is different. Every situation is different. Everyone thinks differently. Everyone feels differently. Everyone goes on different paths in life, and I feel like it's very good to understand where you are now, understand how you work and how you operate.
Yeah. I do. No, I agree. But I also think people do need to, like, don't put all friendships on the same pedestal, though. I think that's.
No.
You need to understand. you need to understand that some friends don't hold themselves to a certain sort of level. You have to hold them to a certain sort of level in that friendship. So, like, not all friendships should you be expecting like the absolute most from. Like, some people need to just be the person that I link up with every now and then, and when I'm around, we link up.
Judge each relationship and each friendship by how it is. Like, you need to be able to analyze and know what certain situations are. Some friends you have that are friends that you see each other once in a while and it's great and it's funny, and you can call them in situations, do you know what I mean, where you need someone to talk to. Some people are people that you talk to every day, do you know what I mean, and they're more like family, like me and you. That's why you can't go nowhere. You feel me?
No, we're not family.
We are family.
Your mother is my mum. That's
well, then we're family.
No, not family. It's because I'm in love with her. That's the only way this works.
Oh my goodness, no. It's like family. But like, every situation, every relationship, every friendship is different.
Yeah.
But I just feel like, know when something is lifelong, know when something is, do you know what I mean, gonna go the distance, and know when to let certain situations, relationships, friendships go.
Yeah, and I think it's also important to make sure. I'm an advocate for, like, not just dropping people out just for the sake of it, purely because
definitely.
I just know for myself, like, it's not the best course. But also, I don't believe don't stay in a friendship if you're just genuinely miserable on that person. And you've been friends for like fucking 5, 6, 7 years, or they are your only friend, or any of that shit. Yeah. Don't just stick and put up with some bullshit friendship if it's half-hearted or
for sure.
Yeah.
That's
what I say.
I get you.
Nugget.
I get you. Don't just be dropping at your friends left, right, and center. That's not what we're saying
here. Yeah. Don't do that. But,
do you know what I mean? Because you need people.
You do. You need people.
You definitely need good people in your life. But if something isn't working, and not just friendships, relationships too.
Even family. I'm gonna keep 100 with you, man.
Yeah.
Even family.
Just any relationship with anyone you have, whether that be a partner, a family member, a friend. If that relationship is toxic to you, or if that relationship doesn't make you happy, or if it's just not good for you and your situation, know when it's time to make a change, know when it's time to cut someone off, know when it's time to fix it and mend it. Do you know what I mean? There's different ways you can go about it, but just know when a change has to be made and make a right decision. To benefit your life moving forward.
Yep. No, I agree. Alright.
Let's
wrap this up. Let's get out of here, man.
Let's wrap it up. We've had a very enlightening, good talk. We hope that everyone can listen to us and relate to us. Hopefully, we've helped someone as well by talking about the way we feel.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody. Who cares, man? Agreed on who cares. Well, if we helped, we helped. If we don't, we didn't. Right.
We hope that we did. Yeah? We care. But thank you guys for tuning in to another episode 5.
Yeah, goodbye.
Listen to us again next week or the week after that, whenever the next episode comes out.
It should be whenever it comes out. Listen to it.
And if you like football, head over to Jerome's other channel,
F9 TV, all day, every day.
F9 TV is also on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, all of that good stuff.
Everything. It's on Pornhub, Xvideo.
All of that stuff.
Everything. Everywhere. Look it up.
You didn't want to be a male stripper, but your show is on Pornhub. Yeah.
It's only views.
Listen to it. Follow us too on all our socials.
Yep. Do you have socials?
Huh?
Do you have socials?
I don't have socials, but maybe soon, you know.
Hey,
maybe once I get the confidence up.
JXL_.
Anyway, bye guys.
Peace.